Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Hack17, and this tutorial I'm walking you through the website development process. The whole task of having a fully functioning website up on the internet is not a one moment kind of thing. In fact, website development itself is a process with well-defined stages that you should implement the right way if you're to register any kind of success in whatever project you'll be taking on. The website development process is basically composed of 5 fundamental stages. The first one being planning, that I'm splitting into strategy and discovery. The second is design. The third is development. The fourth is testing and launching, and the fifth is maintenance. The purpose of this tutorial is to take you through the details of what you should be doing at each stage if you're to register success in your next project or whatever project you'll be working on. The first stage is planning, and this is by far the most important stage of any kind of website development project that you'll be taking on. You need to pay a lot of details to this stage. For example, defining the business goals. You want to understand exactly what the client needs. Sometimes these clients don't even know what they want, so you have to help them kind of create a picture of what they need. For example, you want to go ahead and understand exactly what the business is. What is that they do? And then from there, you can try to create a picture of what they may need or which kind of functionalities they may need on their websites. And sometimes clients have a list of what they want. So you want to understand all these in details. Personally, I always even go ahead to ask for any kind of website that are already up on the internet that they kind of pick interest from. An example would be, recently I was working on a project for one of the non-government organizations, and the client really seemed not to be in the know of what he actually wanted. So to help him, I had to ask him if he had any kind of websites on the internet that he was admiring, and he gave me a list of 3. So by me visiting these websites, I kind of drew a picture of what he wanted. I looked at the functionalities, I looked at the animations, the layout and things like that, and I tried to understand what he wanted and helped him. And actually, I helped him develop what he actually wanted, and I just had success because when I presented the final product, he was impressed. The next thing is estimating the budget. Now you want to synchronize between what you want to be paid and what the client is willing to pay. Also, you want to look at which other kinds of expenses are going to be involved. For example, are you the one who is going to be involved? Are you the one who is going to handle the hosting costs? Are you the one who is going to handle the purchasing of domain name? Or this is going to be financed by the client himself? So you want to look at who is responsible paying for what throughout the process. Also, you're looking at strategizing the website structure. As I told you, you want to look at how, you want to understand how maybe you lay out stuff. Okay, for example, taking a look at the website that impress these clients and things like that. Now, also most importantly, after understanding what the client needs and the kinds of functionalities that they need, you have to determine the technology that you're going to be using throughout the process. For example, if the project is a simple landing page for a company or a business that simply wants to extend their marketing strategy, you can use something like WordPress for that. But sometimes the website is complex, has a lot of functionalities, and you need to go for frameworks like Django, Laravel, or whatever it may be. Basically, this phase is all about the post-development work, and planning is the groundwork without which website development may fail. Therefore, you need to pay a lot of attention and details to this stage. Now, after thorough planning, this takes us to our next stage in the process. The next stage is design. Before you dive into coding, you want to create some sort of prototype. Now, a prototype in website development is a simple static image that shows how the website that you plan to develop will look like. You can now go ahead and share this image with your clients and then try to see if they are comfortable with the look. Basically, this image has to show exactly how you plan to design, including aspects like the CSS, the styling, which colors, which layout, where are you going to put your images, and which animations, which link goes to what, and things like that. So this image, and the idea here is basically you try to create a prototype that has clickable images. because some of these tools allow you to do that. For example, Figma. So if you create a prototype, make sure that this prototype has clickable images. The client can click on it and then something happens. So some other tools that you can use for this stage is Sketch and Adobe XD, Webflow, even sometimes Photoshop can do the same thing. And basically the design phase, it helps you create a proper synchronization or sync between the developer himself or you and the client's expectation. And as I said, you want to present the final look or a prototype that shows the final look of the website that you're trying or that you plan to develop for this client. And in case they're not comfortable, you can always adjust before diving into coding, because coding itself might be something that you don't want to do repetitively, or that you want to code once and then have it done basically. But prototyping, you can do this more easily because this is a little bit lighter than coding itself. Now, when you're creating proper designs, in case you don't have these skills, you can hire other developers that are experienced in UI, UX, and then they help you with this. Or you can use some online tools to do the same thing. So basically, that's the whole purpose of designing. You want to create something, not the final product, but a prototype, a look of what the final product that you're trying to develop shall look like. And when the client is comfortable with that, you can now dive into coding, and that takes us to the next stage. This stage is called development itself. This is where the magic happens. This is where our passion comes into play. You start your coding a prototype that the client is comfortable with. You may also use frameworks again and any other content management tools, basically any other tool that you use for developing websites. And the whole idea is bringing the prototype to reality. And that's all for development. Now, after developing the website, you need to do two things, basically, testing and launching. Now, before you launch the website to the internet or before you host it, you first of all need to test for a couple of things. First, you need to test the code for potential bugs / vulnerabilities. And in case you're not experiencing this, another team member shall be there for handling this particular aspect of the development process. Or you yourself can do this by yourself. But sometimes you need to hire another expert in case you don't feel comfortable with scanning for these bugs and things like that, because you may end up launching a website and then it has a lot of bugs in it. It has a lot of broken functionalities, and that's not good, because the client not being technical might not be able to tell this, but you bring a lot of havoc to your own career and reputation in case you start launching buggy websites on the internet, and maybe the client gets issues with the website itself, or even the website gets hacked and things like that. So you want to test for bugs, hire an expert to help you with this, or maybe another team member can do the same thing in case you're working as a team and not as a sole person. So another aspect to test for is whether the final website meets the client's expectation. Again, we are building the website for the client, and the client, sometimes, as I said, they don't know what they want. So at every stage, at least you want to make sure you're involving the client somehow to make sure that you're not disappointed by his remarks when you launch the final product. Now, after testing and you feel comfortable with everything, the next step to do is to launch the website and put it on the internet. This involves purchasing a domain name, hosting the website on whatever hosting platform you want, and also search engine optimization to make sure that the website ranks first in the search engines like Google. After that, now look at maintenance. From experience, not all websites that you develop you're going to maintain them, because some clients don't want you to maintain their websites. They will say, please develop the website, but we have our own person that's going to do the maintenance. And sometimes they will let you do the maintenance and they pay you for that. Personally, I'm almost doing maintenance of whatever project I've backed up. It's a little bit hectic because it really involves a lot. At first, I used to think that maintenance is easy, but there's a lot involved in maintenance. For example, ensuring that all the links on the website are working, updating their content regularly. They may be posting photos, they may be posting their content on their blog. Very many things that you have to update, delete things and remove them from the internet, and things like that. Also, backing up the website regularly and monitoring the site's performance. Now that brings us to the end of this tutorial, and in case you've got some sort of value from this tutorial, please like, share with other people, and also subscribe in case you haven't subscribed yet. That helps us grow as a channel and also gives us motivation to keep doing the same content or sharing the same information with you people. So I'll catch you guys in the next videos, the way I'm going to start you on the journey of developing websites. You're going to start with HTML and CSS, we go to JavaScript, we go to Python, and then after these languages, we shall start diving into frameworks like Django and React, and also towards the very end of the series, we shall be looking at WordPress. So see you guys in the next video. I wish you all the best. Please like, subscribe, and share. May God bless you all.